Hello, I'm Lucy,
Hello.
and this is App Backstage. And today I'm going to interview Felipe Munhoz, Dr. Alibi. Welcome, Felipe.
Welcome, Lucy.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. So, my first question is, how have you started using this karaoke app?
Mm. This app is very impressive. I started, I think it was 2016, and I searched in the Apple Store for apps that were connected to vocals, to train vocals, and this was different because you could upload your own songs and make freestyles, make play live, and I think no other app uh, allow you to keep contact with persons around the world to talk and to trade experiences. So since then, I experienced a lot of different things. My connections growth. Now I have, I think, 2,000 and 2,300 followers. I never saw
Wow.
that would be that. There are people that have much more. There are people who have more than 10,000. And but I think the number is not the most important thing. The most important thing is the quality of the
Hmm.
participations. When you find someone that knows that song that only you know, and then there's someone all around the world that know the same song and has the same meaning for them. So for everybody who loves music, the app is amazing. But if you like to sing, then it's not another level. You learn with other people, you learn with their mistakes, with your mistakes, because you listen to yourself a lots of times. So I think it's fantastic for personal growth.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I also agree with that part that sometimes you upload or you sing a song and nobody sings with you, and then at the last minute someone comes and sing. This
That's
is
fantastic.
amazing. And then you get friends. Yeah, I have lots of friends because of that.
You could take the songs that makes lots of joins, the most popular ones. If you
Yeah,
sing "Smell Like Teen Spirits," there will be 30 people singing with you. But it's not the same thing. If you like metal, if you like underground music in general,
yeah,
you know that there are some songs that only you know, and only a very few people know that song. That's a way for you to meet those people that are hidden in some places in the world. So I think
yeah,
I never found any other mechanism that connects people like that.
yeah,
Not even YouTube. YouTube, you have the comments and the songs, but most of them are jokes or are just making criticism without any interest to make the person grow. But there is different. Everybody's in the same place. Everybody, no one there is professional. There are some people that has bands and those things, but none of them are very famous. And
mhm,
there are those who buy place to sing it. For me, they are the worst. I block them now, especially some Brazilian ones that are making success nowadays. I think you know them who I'm
mhm,
talking. But
mhm.
the underground, the missing ones, those are the better. So you take some time to find them, and when you find you find some precious treasure that you can find anywhere else.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Completely. So you are speaking so nicely about this app. So tell me now the benefits brought into your life
I'm
using
a
it.
teacher, so I use my voice every day uh, uh, working. So I have to take care of my voice. And another thing is, if you like music and if you like to sing, it's a therapy. It's a stress relieving. So there's a long list of benefits that singing can do with you. I think the list is as long as the list of sex. So there are lots of benefits. One of them makes you feel better, makes you feel more confident. You know that in some songs, if you don't believe yourself, you never do that part. If you believe yourself, maybe you won't, but you get so close of doing that it will make you confident to try another time. But if you doubt yourself, that part, I know I can't sing, then you don't. And I think that applies for other things in life. You must be confident for the things you're doing. Even if you don't, if you're confident, it's easier for you to actually do if chance helps. So I
Yeah.
think it's a long list of benefits, but I think for confidence is the most
Yes,
important
maybe
one. Uh,
self-esteem.
yeah, yeah, a lot. Not only for seeing yourself or listen to yourself, but to realize that you're growing. If you
Mhm.
remember the first time you sang or the first time you played a musical instrument, you're really bad. Your fingers don't obey. Your voice don't go where you wanna go. But then you do it a lot of times, and then you feel that you're getting better. I think there are very few things in life that are as satisfying as the feeling of getting better at something. To feel that you have the mastery to do that after a
Mhm.
long time. I think that's fantastic. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
This app is amazing because it's not just singing, because you have all those things recorded. If you want to revise and see how you grow, how you're growing, it's there for anyone to see. So it's not just like you go in the shower and you sing, but you don't have a mechanism to evaluate how you're growing.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I agree. Okay. Good. And now, as we already know, you have some bands, and they're called Doctor Alibi, and that is also your name, your ID on this app, and Vomitation. So, can you speak about your bands, please?
Of course. I have been since I was 18. I think it was 1999. We founded Vomitation. Vomitation is a splatter metal band. It's a power trio. Three guys making a noise. We have influences of Morbid Angel and Cannibal Corpse. So it's very heavy, very harsh, guttural sounds, very deep voice,
Mhm.
and I love that. I love that. That's full of energy, and it's very, very difficult to do. So we grew older, and we grew fatter. So today is very, very harder to play those songs. We encounter every year. We play some songs, sometimes alive, but we don't have the same speed that we had when were younger. But we have experience, so I think the new
Mhm.
songs are more well executed, even if it's not that fast. And then I had some other projects all over my life. I had one prog metal band called Non-Existence. It lasted for some years. We made an album. It was a very experimental, very different. And then when I came to Tocantins, the place I'm living now, it's 4 years now.
Mhm.
We made a band, Doctor Alibi. Doctor Alibi is hard and heavy. It has influences from Metallica, from Ice the Earth, Black Label Society. It's very different from Vomitation. It has clean vocals, not so clean. Sometimes it has some drive, but not guttural like Vomitation. And the songs are all the similarity is that both Vomitation and Dr. Alibi have medical themes in the lyrics. Vomitation has splatter things connect to death and connect to absurdities. If I tell you
Oh.
what the lyrics says, they're all absurdities. But Dr. Lullaby is different. Dr. Lullaby is metaphorical. It tells about health symptoms, but it's talking about society. It's talking about psychology. And we made an album. It's called Undefined Infection. And we never launched it completely because I am the one who is producing, and I'm still learning how to do it. It's very hard to do
Mhm.
it yourself. It's not
Yeah.
so easy. And we are now making new songs, and the new songs are much heavier. We have 4 new songs, and they are heavier than these other ones. And we are thinking of recording again and have a
Mhm.
more robust material. Even this year, we're going to play this Friday. This Friday, I think
Okay.
this video is on Thursday,
Thursday,
right?
yes.
It will be one day before our presentation. It's our first presentation this year. We're going to play these 4 new songs, the 8 songs from the old album, and we're going to make a Metallica medley. We're going to play four
Oh.
songs from Metallica. We're going to play Enter Sandman, Wherever I May Run, uh, For Whom the Bell Tolls, For Whom the Bell Tolls. There's another song. I think it's Seek and Destroy,
Okay.
and we're going to play. I think it's more than an hour uh, song. It will be in the first rock bar that opened here in the city.
Oh
Finally, the
wow.
'90s arrived
Mhm.
here, so they opened the first rock bar, and we're playing there. A few people, I think there will be like 50 people,
Mhm.
but 50
Mhm.
people who really enjoy the song. I think in Brazil nowadays, people are listening the most hideous songs ever,
Mhm.
songs that say nothing. They are just about boobs and
Yeah, yeah,
sex.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Unfortunately.
they have no melody and anything. So if you have if you find some people gathered doing something different, doing something that is even aggressive for their way to see the world, I think it's nice. I think it's an element of transformation. Transformation happens very slowly, but I think everybody has internet. Everybody has access to everything in the world. We never have a time in history where culture was so rich. So I think that talks in favor for us too. There are people in the other part of the world that knows of our
Mhm.
song. So I think even more than here inside. But I think that were never possible before internet. So I think things are people complain. People complain a lot, and they have reason to complain. But only to complain is a bad thing. I think we have to try to change. When they have festivals here in Brazil and try to elect the best band, the best song, they're always they have to involve Brazilian rhythm. If you don't, it's not accepted. Or if it had to be in Portuguese, or it has to be some samba or something in the
Mhm.
music that
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
don't use those things. Everybody do that because Sepultura did, and because Angra did, and because it
Mhm.
worked. And everybody that listens to something that they say is Brazilian wants to see some exotic stuff, some drums, different drums. But we don't do music for that. We don't do music
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
give people what they want. We do music because we love it and because we
Mhm.
feel that in
Uh,
our soul.
yeah, I believe that people they expect that because it's a Brazilian band, you have to have something from Brazil inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I believe your band and also this band called Nervosa, that they are from
Hmm.
São Paulo, they are the same. Like your band, they don't
Hmm.
want to show that there's something, some any sounds from Brazil. They are just metal. You know,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
think
point.
it's the harder way. It's the harder way. If you do something and if you go anywhere in the world and you play some Sepultura song, everybody will love you. If you play Roots, you are the guy. But it's not you. It's not you. It's a bunch of guys that did something very good in the end of the '90s, and even they can do that the way they did in that time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a lie. It's better for you to be yourself, and you don't have to be the Brazilian stereotype, like
Yes.
samba
Mhm.
and those things. I think you have to be yourself. You got to be yourself. If you like classical music and if you like jazz and if you like metal and everything will appear in your music, but it has to be naturally, not something that you planned. It has to have some Brazilian element because people abroad will be expecting that. I think
Hmm.
it's commercial. I think it makes the song purer. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I think you got to be yourself. And there's a lot of bands in Brazil today that are themselves, and very few people know of them. But they have those faithful followers that are always in the
Hmm.
show, and those are the guys that I admire. And they are there for a long time. For example, Vulture. Vulture is a death metal band that has uh, 20 years. 20 years. I
Wow.
played 3 years with them. I made some lyrics for them, even now, and they are totally unique. I think that if you listen to their songs, you think they are for Sweden because of the melodic things they use, like in Tomb, like Dismember and those bands, and no Brazilian elements at all. So, and
Hmm.
they have followers. They are in the 50th album. I think they will last for many years. I think that's the most important thing. That's where the spirit lives.
Yeah.
If you think, but if you think, if you want to sell your thing, you must see things differently. And that's why when you listen to an album from a band that never exploded, you notice something different there.
Hmm. Yeah.
Maybe the reason because it didn't exploded is because they are faithful for themselves. And I
Hmm.
think that's much more important than
Yeah,
money
yeah.
or success.
I completely agree with you. Completely. And to finish our interview, so how can you see yourself in 5 years, Felipe? Tell us.
Mm, that's a good question. I just
Hmm.
had a boy. He's going to make 1 year in the last week, in the next weeks. He's adorable, and I always count my years from his years now. I think he'll be 5. From there, 5 years, a lot of things can happen. Maybe I'll be in another job. Maybe will be doing something different in my career as a professor in the university. But in the band, the thing that I plan for myself that I think is very important is to learn how to record myself. I want to be like Carton from Bathory. I want to make drums and guitars and bass and sing and don't need anybody else to do that because when you do that you can do something that is totally yourself. I can't do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
yet. I know how to program some drums. I know how to do some recording, but it's very amateur, and I want to do
Mhm.
that professionally to make my album totally mine, totally
Wow.
100% mine. I think in 5 years I can do that.
Wow,
I have
cool.
some songs that I have a record here in my computer. It makes 10 years. And I never played with anyone else because they never understood the song. It's
Mhm.
very different, very, has a lot of changes in harmonies and timing that are complicated for people to take it. It would require long hours trying to learn that. And it's very difficult to do in a band that. So I
Mhm.
want to do it myself. I think anybody can do that today. You have courses online, you have the programs available to anyone. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I will be able to do that. It will require time.
But it's a
Time is the
challenge.
most
Yeah,
precious.
anyone can do
Yeah,
it, but the way of doing that is the difference. Yeah, you want to do it
yeah,
something professionally, yeah. So we are waiting already
yeah.
for your album. In 5 years, I'll contact you.
Oh, let's see that. Imagine, oh, it's 3 years and I already did that.
Cool.
I can I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I hope the
Okay.
program backstage will be uh, still on. Lots of people watching it, and oh, this and that. It was one of the first interviews. Look how it
Yeah.
was back.
Or second.
It
Yeah.
changed a lot. Now it's much better.
I
But
hope
it was
so.
cool even
I
then.
hope so. Okay, Felipe, thanks a lot. It was a great
I thank you.
interview. Great having you here. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna let all
Congratulations on
thanks.
your app on this channel. I think it's something different. I never saw something like that,
Ah,
in the internet that focused on the health and singing and those things. I think it will connect a lot of people. I think it will be very, very nice to everyone. Thank you
oh,
very much
thanks.
for doing that.
Yeah, no problem. So, guys, I'll let all links from Felipe, okay, on the description of the video. And that's it. That's it for today. Thanks a lot, and see you on our next video. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you.